Excellent.
Good morning and welcome to the velo-ads YouTube channel. On this lovely Sunday morning, can you see what's behind me there? Yes, the DryCycle has returned. Andy has kindly brought it to London for me to do an in-depth review of it. And I'm thinking, businessman in a suit, on their way to work, having a gentle workout, not overexerting themselves, not getting sweaty, not ruining the suit on the way in, staying dry, staying comfortable, not getting chilly or anything like that. So, let's see what I can do. Ta-da! Off to the office we go.
We're now into boost mode, which is personally what I like to leave it in, but if you like, you can try trail, you can try eco. Yeah. You can even try off.
I'll try them all.
Yeah, why not? These are the lights, if you want your lights on at all.
Okay.
You've got high beam on this side, if you need that, but on a beautiful sunny day you probably won't. You've got a horn. And then on this side here you've got the up and down gears. Okay. It's derailleur gear system, as I say, excuse me if I'm telling you everything you already know. Yep. But you're currently in gear 2. You need to be pedalling whilst you're changing gear. This is how you change into neutral. If you want to be in neutral, you can just put that down in the first setting.
So you just squeeze this brake lever here?
Yes.
And then it's in neutral, okay.
Yeah, and that's if you want to change gear whilst you're sat still. Right, so these are the catches for raising the canopy up. So you just pull out that and put it in the higher setting, and it means that you can raise the canopy up by about 30 or 40 millimeters, just to allow a bit of ventilation whilst you're riding along.
Oh, heated handlebars.
There you go, which is exactly what you need on a cold but sunny morning.
Yeah, lovely. I seem to have discovered a fob to open the canopy, which is great. You just hit the button twice and it pops open. Okay, so I'm in the DryCycle and I'm about to hit the road. Phenomenal, like literally on the roads in London. So let's see what this thing's like. This is what this bike has been designed to do. City riding, taking you to work safely, efficiently. Let's see if it can do it. So, yes, I'm doing 19 kilometers an hour. I'm in boost mode, and it's a very sort of genteel way to travel. The four wheels seem to work really well. The suspension is very soft, so you do sort of bounce a bit on the bumps. But other than that, the seat is really comfortable, actually, really comfortable. I'm now going up over Blackfriars Bridge, which is quite a big hill, and no problem at all. Phenomenal. I'm absolutely loving it. It's actually quite warm in here. This canopy is a boon. It makes it a lot more aero and a lot quieter. Yeah, it does really well. And no matter what you all said, no one has laughed at me yet, which I'm quite disappointed about. There's plenty of time for that once we get up by Houses of Parliament. It's funny because when you're whizzing along, you can't... Oh, there's a big bump here. Let's see how it handles that. Oh, really good. When you're whizzing along, you can't really feel the weight of it. I know it's like 100, I think it was 100 kilos, 120 kilos, if I'm right. You can't really feel... The weight is not an issue. I'm sure it would be if the battery completely run out, but it's fine. And it's very genteel. And you know, I've done what, a mile and a half, haven't broken into a sweat, so basically I'm going to arrive at work with my suit in pristine condition. So okay, yeah, I think this bike for London would be absolutely perfect. I mean, you could even leave it outside your office, just lock it to a lamppost or whatever. But one thing I realised, Andy set the bike up for me and off I went on a little whiz. And then the palms of my hands were getting so hot and I was like, what the hell is going on? Am I ill? I realised that it's got heated handlebar grips and he'd left the heater on them. So, yeah, awesome for the winter. Let's see what we can do. What's the top speed of this thing? All right, 24, 25. 26 kilometers an hour, and I'm going uphill. It's okay. I had about 96% when I started on the battery. Now got 93%. It's good, man. Switch the lights off. Don't need those on. I mean, this is still in the prototype stage. You feel really safe in this thing. I think there is, yeah, yeah, you do feel really safe in it. It's the seat is, I love the seat. It's a Recaro, I think. It's just really nice. It's funny because I think because of the short wheelbase, when you do hit a pothole on the right and then one on the left, you do lift the front wheel ever so slightly. But it's totally stable. Other than that, it's fine. Right, let's get out. We're at Houses of Parliament. Let's get out and have a natter. Well, that was enjoyable. First impressions of the DryCycle. Fast enough, very comfortable, easy to use. There's a lot of controls to get the hang of. I even worked out how to engage reverse. So, yeah, well thought out, fantastic city commuting vehicle. And definitely could replace the car for a lot of guys who commute into the office because, you know, you can wear your suit, turn up to work nice and dry, you're not sweating, and you get a good workout. So yeah, phenomenal piece of kit, and it's only going to evolve as he finalises everything and gets everything perfect.
Can I have a go?
Of course you can, Stuart. Jump in.
It's like a really good place to try it out.
Yes, exactly.
But obviously I need some help because
okay.
You know, I haven't done anything. Do not step here, it says.
Yeah, on that metal
so
plate is best. That's it.
All right, good. All right, so this is like a complete beginner.
Yeah.
Giving a go.
Okay.
So it's on.
Yep, the parking brake's on. Parking brake, there's a little toggle here which you have to move and squeeze that. Check your mirrors.
Oh yeah, check the mirrors. Yeah, okay.
Do you want the lid down? Do we do that first?
All right. Wow, it just does it once.
Yeah.
It goes forward.
Once you release it, it goes forwards, yeah. How cool's that?
That is really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna.
So we do the lid. So we shut the lid.
Yeah.
You might have to pull it in towards you a fraction to get it in the slot. There you go. Is your handbrake on?
I'd say he's done exactly what he set out to do. You know, he wanted a vehicle for...
He just wants to get a few people out of cars, basically.
Yeah, anybody that wants... Yeah, like it's just a vehicle for getting to work. And it's manoeuvrable, it's not particularly fast, it's steady, it's relaxing, it's obviously protected from the weather, it's...
Very comfortable.
There was nothing difficult about it. It was like I was expecting it, you know, the first time you get in a velomobile, it's a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to, you know, partly this doesn't go so fast.
Yeah.
But also it's just very kind of well laid out and easy, and the handling is like, you don't notice the handling basically. It's very
you don't work up a sweat, do you?
No. It was a little bit demanding because I was stopping, starting, there was traffic lights, there was pedestrians. It's very easy.
Marks out of 10 for a commuter to get a
Well,
business.
I have to qualify, you know, because it's not my kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
not the target market.
No.
But for somebody that wanted, well, I think it would need a long-term test. Somebody's got to ride it to work.
Think
and back
fill
for a
it.
week.
Think fill it.
For a first attempt, I'd say an 8. Talk about the accessibility issue. Let me try. Okay, so I think the logical way to do it would be handlebars down. There's a step here, which is where you're supposed to put your feet, and like obviously do not step here. And then you've got to get your leg over here, and I know a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, it's not too bad. And then, oh, that's more of a stretch.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a limiting factor.
Well done, Stu. I never knew you were so agile. Okay, I'm in. So, it's quite easy to get in. Let's see how easy it is to get out. Whack that like that so you can get your leg over. Not too bad. I mean, I'm quite agile. I think if you've had a hip replacement, something like that, you could have a few difficulties. Really, you need a door on the side, which is an optional extra. Half the door, you know. Right, in. It's quite a step over, especially in these trousers. See? Straighten those up, pull these down. I like the canopy. I know it's not the finished product yet, so he's still working on it, but it's made the bike it's made it a million times better than when I rode it at the NEC. With that on, weather's not a problem. It seems a bit quicker as well, maybe it's aerodynamics. Okay, I'm now engaged in reverse. I didn't put the motor on. I'm in the wrong gear. Trying to run over the pram. I might go down here actually. Okay, let's try it in a trail. This is trail mode. Okay, so we're doing like 12 kilometers an hour. Eco mode, which is hardly any assist at all. Up the hill, 10k. So I think it's sort of wise keep it on a boost mode. Another function I really like is the reverse gear. I've never ridden a bike with reverse gear. It's awesome. Really, really handy. Really cool. I liked trying out all the different modes on the Shimano steps. Trail was fine. You have to, if you want a bit more, if you want a sort of, you know, a more strenuous workout, then trail's fine. I wouldn't bother with the other two modes. Eco, I think it was. But trail's fine. A bit more of a workout, and then but boost mode, brilliant. And it doesn't eat into the battery power either in boost mode. Still got loads of power left, which is really cool. Okay, so I've been in boost mode for quite a while now. I just checked on the computer how much range I have left, and it says that I've got 43 kilometers remaining range-wise. It's been awesome, really, really good. So, yeah, man, this thing does the business. Slightly scary on these huge speed bumps though. It's like you're in a Suzuki Vitara. And I like the little feature where you can pop the hood up ever so slightly, and then you get a really nice breeze coming through. I've just utilised it now and I'm almost back at the rendezvous point. But yeah, I should have done it earlier because when the sun's out, the temperature was starting to warm up, and I thought, oh, how'd you get a bit of ventilation? But now I've worked it out. It's good. Having the time of my life in here. I'm loving it. I'm thinking, oh no, I'm almost back over the bridge where Andrew's waiting, but it's been a lot of fun actually. I'd like to just drain the battery completely and then hand it back. But yeah, DryCycle, win-win. 8 out of 10. For city use, 8 out of 10. Further afield, I don't know, I haven't tried it, but for around the city, it's a lot of fun. Great fun.
I kind of designed it fairly selfishly for myself to begin with, honestly, because I've got an urban commute myself. My commute's about 7 miles. The average commute, according to the Department for Transport, is 9.1 miles, so that's not far off at all. I want to stay fit, you know, I'm getting to middle age and what have you, you know, so I'm feeling that I need to do some exercise. And 88% of people commute alone when they're commuting by car, so it seems to me that a car's too big anyway, you don't really need it most of the time. So a one-person vehicle is what most people need when they're commuting. Gives you the exercise. It's also got the motor, of course, so that you can, if you don't want as much exercise, you can just put the motor onto full boost mode, pedal quite lightly, the motor's going to kick in, it's going to push you along the road, yeah, but obviously it's going to keep you dry at the same time. It's going to keep you protected from cars and crashes even, because we've done the crash testing on it, and you can see the YouTube video of the crash test of it. So that's essentially what it's for, really. Keep fit, keep healthy, and keep dry and safe at the same time.
So as we're having a look inside, the release mechanisms for the hood will eventually be covered in a plastic mould, so you won't have these sharp edges here, so it'll look a lot nicer. And the wiring as well will be...
Yeah, we're going to put that, we're going to run it underneath rather than running along the top. It's
okay.
Just, that was what we could do at the time with the prototype.
It'll be out of view, and you do have a seatbelt, which I didn't bother to use, but there is one if you like to use it. And in the back here we have the the battery, I think that is, in there. That's quite a big boot space. What is that, 70, 80 litres?
If you have the seat in a certain position and things, you'll get the 125 litres that you need for qualifying as an e-cargo bike, certainly.
Wow, and the yellow thing is just a lock for the wheel?
Yes, yeah, that's just, I brought that along just to show you how you could lock it up if you wanted.
Brilliant, yeah, we could do that.
Again, it's a prototype, so it's not exactly finished, but you've got the rear plastic cowling here. It covers over the differential in the middle there, 2 disc brakes. The derailleur and the cassette is in the middle there, but all of this will actually be covered over in the production version.
Oh, cool.
So we just haven't quite finished off exactly the size of moulds that we need, which is why it is the way it is at the moment. But the point is, of course, to keep the chain completely covered, so you don't get the road grit and things like this coming onto it.
Just so everything lasts a bit longer then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's a lot lower maintenance.
The cassette and whatnot. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed the test ride. Thanks for letting me have a go in it. It was brilliant. Really, really good. And that, gentlemen, is the DryCycle in all its glory. It is pretty much one of the most comfortable seats I think I've sat in whilst pedalling. And you've got lots of adjustment as well for the backrest. Cool. I can see it's a little bit rough around the edges here, but I'm assuming that's because it's a prototype. Yeah,
basically all of the panels that you see at the moment and the panels inside and things, what have you, where you've got the massive gaps and things like that.
Yeah,
it is prototype. You know, these are done on the prototype molds, which are made out of MDF. The final version is going to have aluminium molds. It's going to be CNC cut. It's going to be properly all cut by machine. So it's going to be proper finish lines on it.
And when do you reckon it will be ready for release to the public?
Okay, so the first production models will be getting done towards the end of this year. We've already had a number reserved and sold and what have you. So if you're looking to reserve now, you'll be getting them early into next year.
Okay, brilliant.
But it'll still be within this winter.
Fantastic. Lovely.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks.